everybody, welcome back. This is a voice recording. It's probably got like my breath in it on the microphone. It's not a really good microphone, but today we're fishing for bluegills. I hope this goes well with the voice recording. Never done it before. The audio is terrible, but once again, I'm in the back of the truck now, and I just lifted off the wagon that has all of the fishing tackle and the fishing gear on the wagon. So that's the way I found a very easy, accessible way to carry all the lures, because that is a heavy tackle box. But as you can see, it's really densely wooded here. It's a secret spot in, what do you call it? I'm just going to call it a cubby, and it comes out, and it's full of crappie and bluegill, so yeah, I'll see you when I get down around by the spot. So here is the spot. As you can see, Dad was fishing with me. He's the one that took me out to fish. And you can see there's tons of brush in the water. I mean, there's complete fallen trees sitting in the water. And right on the bank, it turns out there was just crappie just sitting there where they were guarding their eggs and things like that. And it was the smart crappies. So we weren't able to catch any crappies, but there's a spot that we can catch them. But you can see now, I got my crappie nibbles. I'm going to put some of them on. I think that's what I start off with first, as you might see. And then I eventually switch over to worms, because the bluegill and the crappie kept nabbing all the worms off of the hook. And they bite it right off, and they rip it off the hook. So, and also, you can see, like, on the left side there, where it's like a triangle where the logs intersect, there was bluegill sitting on top of that log. I mean, that's how crazy it was. So, you see, I just took my first cast. I think it's just a plain crappie nibble. And, I don't think I got a bite then. But the whole time I got bites. I mean, from start to finish, I got a bite like every 20 seconds. No joke. And, you know, I caught bluegill, as you're gonna see. But they're not the biggest bluegill that you'll ever catch. I mean, they're decent sized, but they're small. I mean, the one I caught was super small. So you can see I'm moving down now. Didn't have any luck at that spot, but I ended up going back there. And I take a cast over that log. So where there's moss on the log there, it's a good spot for bluegill, because right on the left side of the log. Oh, see, I got a snag too. Wait. I gotta watch again, guys. Yeah, I think I got a snag. Definitely a snag. There's no bluegill putting up a fight that big. But you can see I got it stuck, but I eventually got around that and move up to a different spot. And yeah, that's an Ugly Stick GX2. It's the shorter rod, and it's actually super strong. But as soon as I got home, I went fishing again, and I bent the rod just a little bit too much, and it just snapped in half, so gotta get a new one soon. But yeah, you can see on the left side of the screen, or in the middle now, those lily pads. Right around those lily pads are where the bluegills and the crappie and the panfish sit. Perch and catfish are usually towards the bottom, and there is catfish there, because it is an inlet. As you can see, on the far left, if I go back over, see where that boat is too? Right where that boat is, you could slam the crappie, but I just couldn't cast that far. But over to the far left of the screen is Lake Pymatuning, and this is just an inlet that comes right through, but it is full of fish. And the bobber I have on there it's a Mr. Crappie rattling bobber. Yeah, I think it's the smallest one they sell, but it's just the green and yellow one, and for two of the small ones, it's about $1.79. So, you know, it's a decent price, but once again, it's the kind of bobber, if you smack it off a rock, or smack it on a tree, or anything hard, it's going to shatter. Or it's going to split in two, and it's going to collect water. What I found over the years, though, well, I mean, I'm not that old, but the best thing to do is buy those, like, $2 foam bobbers, because you can smack them things, and the only way they're going to fail you is if you, like, melt them. I mean, they're very strong. But you can see I'm taking a couple of casts here. Not too much luck, but I do end up catching a couple, so. But yeah, anywhere you see there, everyone was catching bluegill, but turns out it was about to storm and the wipers on our truck didn't work, so we had to leave. And it never actually did storm, but we just want to be safe than sorry. So I'm still taking cast. Hope it's not too awkward with the voice recording. This is actually my cyber school microphone, so yeah, I didn't talk or anything because it was crowded with people a little bit to the left of me and to the right. But Dad's to the right of me. I don't think he didn't even catch one. I think it was just the spot he was at, because the spot he was at was full of aggressive crappie that would instantly charge any bluegill or small fish that come towards it. So the spot he was at was a bad spot, but I ended up catching quite a few. So yeah, but it's definitely about the location. Location is key when you're going for panfish. Panfish, you know, you can catch them out in the middle of the lake, but the best spots, it's like bass too when they're schooling, you know. I mean the shad and the bait fish when they school. You know, catfish, you'll always find catfish whenever there's a school of shad. I mean, I've never went out on a boat to catch catfish, but, you know, that's the way to do it. Whenever you see a pile of shad or a pile of minnows, that's where the location is. And minnows around me, they really school in the lily pads, and they school around the logs and stuff like that. And around me, they even, I went to a convention this year. They even had like it's like a pyramid shaped thing that they'd throw in the waters here in Lake Pymatuning. They throw it in the water, and all the bait fish would school inside of it, but big fish couldn't get inside to eat them, so it was a safety reservoir. That just shows you, I mean, around here, they'll school in anything that they feel safe in. But yeah, I keep taking cast, and I end up catching fish. I mean, I'm gonna skip through a lot of this here. It is like an hour-long video altogether, but I'm only gonna give you not long of it. So, another thing, guys, I've been gone for like a week. The internet was off for like a week, or it was like 4 days, but you know, I messed it up, so that's why I haven't had any updates. But yeah, and also the ads are on, so they actually did the ads. I'm gonna end up deleting Patreon, because it's exactly what I said. I said, you know, whenever Patreon or whenever YouTube does they give me ads, I'll take Patreon down. So I'm gonna end up taking Patreon down soon here. But yeah, like to throw that in real quick. And yeah, there's some audio here. I don't really talk. You can just kind of hear the casting and everything, and the birds.
Got one day.
Yeah, I just told my dad I got a fish. But yeah, here's a fish.
Just right a little one, but a word.
I'll let myself talk a minute. So as you can see, that's the small one I got. This is the smallest one I got. Now I ended up I couldn't get the hook out of it because it went through like part of his eye. So I didn't want to kill it, so I had Dad take it out.
Yeah, you want to get this one? It went in its mouth and went in its eye.
I'm really running. Always take it
went
to Dad
in
if it's in its eye.
Mouth and went in its eye. It's really small too.
Sorry, Dad, if you didn't want to be in this.
We'll come in with some.
No, I'm getting hellacious bites, and one of them was crappy. I pulled it right under, way under.
Like I just said, that it was constant bites.
Way under too.
So sorry for the pause there. A little bit of a pause. As you can see, that was the first fish I caught. There, it was a bluegill, decent sized one. I mean, you know, you can eat them, but I mean, there's not that much meat on them, so there's really no point. It's fun catching them. But if you get a decent sized bluegill, they're the best. I mean, they taste delicious. Any panfish. But yeah, I do some more casts. I end up catching another one. But you can see where I'm casting. There's no trees above me, but they're on the sides. But the main reason I'm there is you can see there's a clearing, but right out to the right, there is lily pads. And once again, that's where they back up into, and they sit there. It's good shade, too. I mean, they don't like being out in the open, especially around here with all the eagles and everything. even the big fish, you know, even bass are gonna get killed by eagles. So, you know, there was tons of mosquitoes around me on the water bouncing, and they were constantly getting, you know, getting eaten. So, yeah, I'm gonna move right into the next fish I caught. Okay, so right off the bat, you can see I got another bluegill. This one was actually a lot bigger than the other one, and yeah, the GoPro was off, but I ended up, hook was in the same place again, but I was able to shake him off with the hook pullers. So, got him. He started flopping away like crazy, and he fell in the water, but he fell like face first and landed in the mud. So you can't see it that well, but I had to end up getting my fishing pole and poking him into the water so he wouldn't die. But yeah, nonetheless, it was another bluegill. I was happy because the whole time they kept stealing the bait. I mean, they jerk right on the hook, take the worm off, and walk away. Well, swim away, obviously. But yeah, that must have been on a crappie nibble. Yeah, I recall that now. That was on a crappie nibble. I started switching to him, and you can see I even put 2 on that hook after I caught him because I was excited. But even though it's a super small fish, but once again, Mr. Crappie Bobber got that on there, cast it back out, and didn't catch any other ones after that. The whole time I kept having to change bait. Not change bait, I mean like renew the bait, because they take it right off the hook. Like right off the hook. So, you know, they probably even bite at just a plain hook. I mean, they're crazy, those little tiny bluegill. But yeah, so yeah, this is my last cast you're seeing right here. It went on for a good hour after that fish. I'd say about an hour, yeah. Maybe 50 minutes. But yeah, last cast. No fish after this. Me and Dad started talking about the storm that was coming in, and like I mentioned a little bit ago in the video here, it was gonna probably rain. It didn't though, it ended up not, but once again, safe than sorry. And because the truck had no wipers. Well, it has them, but they don't work. So I started packing up, put my hook on, reeled it in. Dad started getting ready, and you know, shortly after this, we packed everything up, put it in the truck, went and got some propane and had some burgers. And it was sunny out when we got home. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. I hope this was good. I'm sorry I was gone for a little bit. There's a lot going on, and then the internet was off for a couple of days. So, thanks for watching, Green Beans.